Hello everybody, this is Ryan and I'm here to make another video for this module. This one is on how to make a pivot table. The pivot tables are very useful as you start to analyze your data. So let's get started. First off, your sheet hopefully will look similar to mine. I've gone through the module, I've added data similar to what you have already done. I've color coded some things as I've suggested in the module. You might have done more, but this is an example of what it might look like at this point. So now let's go through and let's start adding a pivot table. So the way you're going to do that is in the upper left hand corner, you're going to click right here in this box. That box selects all of your data. And we're going to go to Insert, Pivot Table. And that's going to say, okay, we're going to create it. So go ahead and create it. And then right here it'll say Pivot Table 5. Let's go ahead and rename it. And in the module, it asks you to rename it as Fall A Reading Risk Levels Pivot Table. So we're going to rename it. You do that by double clicking on it and then pasting it on the tab. So now I have my pivot table. And this one is dealing with risk values for A reading. So what we're going to do is we have our pivot table. So what I do is I'm going to click on it. I like to click right up here. And that brings up my fields. And these are the fields that you've added as part of your data. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a column, and we're going to add A reading risk level. And notice how it adds high risk, low risk, no score, PR, some risk. Okay, so now we want to start counting the number of kids that have each one of those risk factors. And the way you do that is under Values, you go to Add, and I usually like to count student numbers. So we're going to click on student number, and I'm going to change it. It defaults to some, but I'm going to change it to count A. I believe you can also use count if you want to. We can look and see about that. Yeah, you should get the same values if you count or count A. So I'm going to change mine back to count A because I like it a little better. So what this is showing me is the number of students in the school that have a blank, that have high risk, low risk, no score, a PR, which is post-secondary ready, some risk, and grand total of 338. So that gives us our totals. Now, some people want to look at percentages. So what you can do to get percentages is you just come back here and you click Add. Let's add student number again. And this time I'm going to change it to count A. But this time I'm going to change the show as here to percent of row. And what that'll do is that'll actually then give you a percentage of the number of students who have those scores. So like of the 338 students, 20% of them are some risk. 8% are post-secondary ready or PR. So you'll see right here you have a blank, no score. So what we can do is we can filter that out. So if you go down to the bottom of your pivot table and go to filters, let's add A reading risk level. And now you'll get your filters down here. And let's just show everything. Let's take out the no score. Let's take out the blanks and hit OK. So now what that does is it breaks out our pivot table a little bit better, and it just tells us based on the students who have scores and the categories that they fit in. So 62 kids are high risk, or 30%, 53% are low risk, 27% are post-secondary ready, etc. And notice how this table, it goes on for a long ways here. It's kind of long, so you can just scroll left and right to see it all. Okay, so that's our first one. And what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to do it for spring. So you're going to do a spring A reading risk level, which will take this knowledge and you'll actually do that. We're going to make another pivot table now. We're going to make one that talks about some measures of central tendency and variance. So we're going to find the average percentile, and we're going to do the standard deviation as well. So let's make another pivot table. So click on the students. Again, select up here in the upper left-hand corner. Select all your data and go to Insert, Pivot Table. And it'll do the same thing where it tells you to create. So I got another one created. And this time you're going to name it Fall A Reading Percentiles Pivot Table. Remember to change your name. You just double click on the tab, highlights blue, paste it in there. So this time we want to look at percentile scores. We want to look at the actual average and the standard deviation. Because part of your reading was to talk about the major central tendency and also the standard deviation and what it means. So since those are values, we're going to add. We're going to take a look at a reading percentile nation. You notice how it does the count again, so you can leave that one in there. So it's 214 scores. Let's add it again. This time we're going to change it to average. Again, now you start seeing your average. And let's do it one more time. And let's, whoops. I'm going to add it one more time. And this time we're going to change it to standard deviation. And then I like to clean these up a little bit and and if you come right up here, you can actually change them the number of decimals. So let's just go to 1 decimal point on these. Then you can, if you want to expand them all out, if you select the whole sheet again and double click on this little bar right here, you can get your count, your average, and your standard deviation. So that's how you do your basic pivot tables. So you're going to do the exact same thing you did here with this fall percentiles. You'll do the same thing for spring. Now, one nice thing about pivot tables is that you can start to look at your demographics, or you can start to disaggregate your data and start breaking it out by your subgroups. So the last part of this module is to add some demographic information. So I went back to the fall reading risk levels pivot table. So this time, let's break this data out by grade. So that's going to be a row. So we're going to click on add. I'm going to add grade level. So now you can see, here's my grade levels. And here is how my school is doing based on grade levels. Notice this is a count, and this is the percentage. So you can do the same thing to your percentiles as well. Click here and go to rows, add grade level. So there's your grade levels. Now, one thing I didn't do, and this is I didn't add the filter again. So notice I got some zeros in here. So let's add a filter on that national percentile again. And then let's filter out any blanks and any no scores. So notice how that kind of cleans your data up a little bit. And so we can add some, we can adjust the decimals here again. So highlight, select your data, and just click this decimal, and click the other one to make it, to add 1 decimal point back. So there's your average percent. So there's your counts, the number of kids. This is your average percentile. This is the standard deviation. So that's one thing you can do. Something else you could do is, let's go back to risk levels. Let's say we want to look at our ESL students. So let's take off grade. What did I do? Oh no. Let's undo that. Oh, let's take off grade and let's add in ESL. So now you can see the students are ESL and not ESL. And there's some kids who are evidently blank in there. You can see your same kind of data. Now you can also do this multiple levels. Remember we talked about drilling into your data at some point? So what you can do is you can click on add rows again. Let's add ESL now. Well, I guess ESL is already there. So let's add grade level. And notice how ESL was first and grade level was second. All you got to do to switch that is to go up here, move it up. Here's your grade level. And now so under each grade level, you have ESL second graders, not ESL second graders. So here's your 10, and you can see the differences between your student populations. So I did that with risk levels. You can do the exact same thing with percentiles. So here's your grade levels again. We did that. Let's say we want to add in, say, ethnicity. So here again, here is your ethnicity. So your Black African American students, your Hispanic Latino students, your multi-ethnic, or your white students, and this is how they're scoring. So again, this is a short video on pivot tables. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, let me know.